We'll start by saying, all the time for me, I'm a man of faith. So regardless of win or lose, God is amazing for me, to have this opportunity to be with these young men and to have an opportunity to work with them every day. It's been a major blessing. I've been blessed to have the opportunity to do so. But, starting out with our team, a heck of a football team in Arlington. Coach Stoops got a well-organized team. Those guys fly around defensively, offensively. They can be explosive at any point in time. And they showed that today. And so offensively for us, we were able to back our defense today. We did a good job of, creating opportunities for our guys, our skilled guys. Jordan did a good job of finding those guys. And so the running backs ran the ball hard when needed. So we was pretty balanced from that standpoint. But, our defense, when we knew at the right time that they would get a stop, and that's what they did. We talked to those guys every day about keep doing good, don't get discouraged when bad things happen, and don't give up. And that was the testament of us today. So, again, hats off to Arlington. That team is so good. But, our guys, wanted it, and they fought hard for it. So we respect that group over there. We're going to see them again. So we knew that this game here today was going to be almost like an old school AFC North, Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Raven football game. And that's what we treated it as we prepared this week. So, and that's it,
Ron Murray, K104, Coach Harris, we still hear the team celebrating right now. So what was just your message to them at halftime? And also when you stepped in for Coach Barlow, did you expect that midway of the season that y'all would, definitely be in, the driver's seat as far as the future for the team?
Yeah, so first question, at halftime, we did a good job of going down and getting points. And that's what was our whole thing that, going in at the end right there at the second quarter, knowing that we can get down and get points, we have a chance to come out the next half. And that was the message to the team. We got points. Defense came out and stopped, and we was able to go get a touchdown right away offensively again. So that was the message, and told those guys that we took their best shot in that first half, and we're still in it. So we just can't, we just got to eliminate the mistakes. Early on, especially defensively, we missed the line a lot, and guys running free. Now hats off to the receiver who caught the one-hand catch. That might make ESPN this week, but the second half we bowled our necks and we got better from that standpoint. And then stepping in for Coach Barlow, the culture was set. And I've had an opportunity to be with him, at numerous other places. And so the culture was already set. We maintained what we had been doing from year one back in 2023, and we continued those steps throughout the course of camp. And then these guys was bought into what we had our culture set at. And so that's what we are today, man. These guys are a gritty group of guys, man. They play hard. They work hard together. It's not no one side, defense on one side, offense on one side, special team. No, these guys are truly a close-knit group.
And also, Jordan, you had a big day today, 300 yards passing. The defense did their thing in the offense. It seemed like, the Renegades, they had full control. But just talk about the offense and really just bounce back from that win, because especially the Renegades, they were undefeated at home, but y'all handed them their first loss.
Yeah, it was amazing. I seen in our guys' eyes that we didn't give up. Everyone knew we were the better team. We just had to go out there and show it. We preached it all week that it's going to start with us. We're going to help the defense out, and it's going to take, everyone, all 11 of us to execute. We knew this was a tough defense. That was my defense coordinator back in 2020, so I knew exactly the players they had, exactly what they were going to bring. And like Coach said, it was going to be a fight, and we knew it was going to come down to the last second. And yeah, it was a fun one. Yeah.
Jazz Monet, D210 Sports. I have a question for each of you. Coach, you told your team at halftime that Luis Perez would definitely give up a couple of interceptions in the second half. I was just curious, how were you so confident in that message, and did you anticipate that would be so impactful in the second half?
Yeah, great question. I think, one thing, we're very good up front, and we can we can put some pass rush on the quarterback, and we can get to the quarterback and hit him legally. And we treat that as a stat. Any hit on the quarterback to us is a stat, legally, not illegal. So we knew at some point that if we can continue to get close to him, eventually it's going to come to our guys on the back end, and eventually that happened. A couple of times the one earlier in the second half, we stepped out of bounds. Unfortunately, he didn't get established first, get his feet back in bounds. But we knew if we get close to him, we put some hits on him, that eventually some will come our way.
And Jordan, when it comes to the score from the first half to the second half, not a big difference, 7-point difference, but there was a huge difference in momentum. Yeah. I was just wondering what felt different to you, and specifically what was going through your head in that last drive, y'all taking the lead with less than a minute left.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it last week, and, our main goal going in from week to week is to learn from our, mistakes from the first week. We started off slow and had a chance to come back and win or tie the game and go get a chance to win. So this week we knew like we're down, but we just needed to keep stacking and trusting our offense, trusting our guys, and keep driving down the field. And that's exactly what we did. And coming down to the last drive, everyone was confident in the huddle. I mean, you could see it in everyone's eyes, like we're going to go down there and score. And it just takes that confidence to, rise. And all these guys did it, and all these guys shown it. And it was just amazing to do that.
Did you know that statistically this was the biggest comeback in the UFL?
Did not. That's amazing. I love making history.
That's right.
And we're going to have 2 questions from Zoom. Our first question, his name is Alan Alford, and from the Alan Alford Sports Talk Show.
Thank you so much. I guess I'll start with Jordan first. They did mention a couple times during the game that you had those big downfield throws, the man open. Can you kind of explain your side of the story on what you saw and what you thought happened?
Yeah, it's just miscommunication with, us and the, receivers on the outside. We tell him, hey, we got to turn this way, and he turns the other way. And if we just communicated that better, and if he said one way, hey, if the defender's this way, I'm turning this way, then all right, now we're on the same page. But breaking that huddle, we told him to, hey, we just open up one way, and he did another. But that's something we just need to communicate and kind of work on this week, and just know that everyone's on the same page with throws like that, because those are big-time plays that can, help us win.
Coach Harris, congratulations on the win for both of you. I did want to ask about towards halftime, it seemed like there was a field goal that was kicked, and you was thinking about calling a challenge, but you didn't. Can you kind of explain to us what happened?
Yes, I think, yeah, we thought about it, but, we felt like it wasn't, enough there to throw a challenge flag out there on that one. So, it's great to kind of keep those challenges. Anytime you're throwing your challenge, you want to make sure it's a guarantee in your mind. But, the coaches did a good job of saying, don't worry about challenging it right here. So, I always want to communicate with those guys because they got eyes on the screens and things like that. So I trust that they're going to make the right decision for me on that. And so those guys did a good job of talking me up out of it.
All right. And I have one more question. I'm sorry. Jason, you are good to go, and he is from the XFan Show.
Hey, how's it going? Jason with the XFan Show. Coach and Jordan, I got questions for both of you. Coach, I talked last week with you about these next 3 weeks. You already got the one win in Arlington. You go to Michigan. Then this third week, Arlington comes back to D.C. What is the mindset? Because if you guys run this table, you got the control of the destiny. So what is your guys' mindset going into next week?
Yeah, it's a week-by-week thing for us. And, yes, we talked about it with these guys. I even talked to these guys the last week, about how these games, the next few weeks, going to be so physical. Is that we're going to have to make sure we get extra treatment after these type of games because we know the type of teams that we're about to play. Arlington, a really good physical football team. Michigan, a really good physical football team. Whoever next after that is a really good physical football team. So we knew going into this week and, just try to prep these guys ahead to go ahead and get your mind right because these are the type of games that we're going to have to play, okay, if we want to win them. And, it starts with discipline and, it's, make sure that we're focused on everything that we do.
Thanks, Coach. Jordan, my man, you keep showing spring football and fans all around that watch the UFL that you are the man that's under pressure. Explain how you guys came back in second half. You guys were down. What was your mindset going into that second half? And what did you tell your guys in the huddle and in the locker room to believe in you? And how did you get them to do it? Yeah,
I mean, I just kind of told them, I said, hey, we just got to keep driving. And it was going to come down, to me making a play with my feet to kind of, spark that offense up. And, I knew we were driving the ball. We just needed to start faster than we did. But we were confident. Like I said, all those guys were confident inside the locker room that they can beat their guys one-on-one. And, the communication skills, that, helped us out a lot too. It's just, hey, like, I think this guy's doing this guy's doing that. Or, our O-line's just all communicating and, protecting me. So going out into that second half, I knew it was going to be a battle. And I knew it was going to take all of us. And it did, and it showed.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yes, sir.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Coach.
Appreciate it. Yes, thank you. Thank you all.